Today, I'm discussing 3 features in The Sims 3 that are a gift from God herself.
Yeah.
Be sure to let me know how much you hate this video in the comments below. You've probably heard about hidden traits in The Sims 3, but did you know there are over 100 hidden skills in the game? Basically, there's a ton of skills that don't show up under the skill menu, with some examples being spellcasting, diving, snake charming, dancing, chess, and the most useful of all, trampoline.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
But my personal favorite is a special one, the mooch skill. You might be thinking, no, not Malcolm.
You're so dumb.
Mooch is a trait. Well, yes, you're right. It is a trait, but it's also a hidden skill. Let me show you. Sims with the mooch trait can ask people for money, but the more they ask, the better they get, and the less likely people are to reject them. And that's where the skill comes into play, because the more they use this feature, the higher the skill gets, and it goes all the way up to level 10. At higher levels, you can ask Sims for absurd amounts of money with only a low chance of rejection. Talk about hashtag goals. There are a ton of benefits to developing hidden skills too, especially for toddlers, children, and teens. For example, children who gain the sandbox skill, yes, that's a real thing, will transfer this level to the sculpting skill upon aging into a teen. Same with the xylophone for toddlers. Toddlers who reach level 3 of the xylophone hidden skill will start off at level 3 for every instrument when they become teens. There are similar benefits for the toy oven, activity table, and the many other hidden skills for children. So I mentioned that snake charming skill, right? It's a hidden skill that comes with World Adventures, and if you get to a high enough level, not only can you purchase a king cobra for your basket, you can also kiss the cobra's head, and you can make the snake appear in another Sim's clothes. This will hurt your relationship with other Sims, because it's basically a form of torture, and my worst fear realized. There's only one snake allowed in these pants. So when I sat down to make this video, I realized it would entail doing one of my least favorite things, thinking. But I'm glad I decided to finally do it, because I think this next feature is one of the best, not just in The Sims 3, but in the entire Sims franchise. When I first started getting into The Sims 3, it was like 2013, and I was just a broke college kid. So much has changed since then, but somehow I'm still broke.
Like a peasant. Because you are a girl.
And my excuse is that, like many people, I don't actually own a house, so I've spent my entire adult life throwing away most of my income to rent.
Okay.
But luckily in The Sims, owning a home is much easier. The Sims 3 has a robust real estate system that I think is pretty unique. Not only can you buy multiple houses within your home world, and with World Adventures, you can purchase vacation homes, which all factor into your Sims net worth and increases your household bills. So there's some realism there. But the real estate system doesn't end with home ownership. There's also businesses and community properties. It's like Monopoly, except it doesn't end in tears and resentment. With businesses, you can become a partner and then a full owner and receive weekly returns ranging from a couple hundred simoleons to tens of thousands. You can also fire people who work at those businesses for no reason whatsoever. There's also those community properties I mentioned, like libraries, parks, and gyms that you can purchase outright, usually for a hefty sum since there's no partnerships for these, but you still get a weekly return on these. But wait,
There's more.
with Island Paradise, we also have resorts, which are even better since you get a daily income from those instead of weekly. The Sims 3's real estate system is so detailed, and honestly, I can't imagine playing without it now. It's not only a fun challenge, but it's also one of the best ways to make money in the game. Just ask these Sims. They spent the entire week swimming, drinking, and but somehow they still made 350,000 simoleons this week, which is exactly 350,000 more than I made. But did you know in The Sims 3 you can lock your kids in a cage and they won't develop PTSD or resent you for the rest of their lives for doing it? I'm looking at you, mom and dad. Well, you can with this playpen from the Sims 3 store. I love this item because I hate kids, and I can just plop my toddlers down in the playpen and they'll be great for hours. I mean, days, because that's how long I forgot about them.
FBI, open up!
but it's fine because their needs actually increase when they're in the playpen. But parental neglect isn't the only benefit for the playpen, because as a bonus for giving them your money, EA decided to make these playpens truly OP, because toddlers can work on skills in these too. The playpen features an abacus, which I'm told is an ancient method of counting. There's also a mirror in the playpen, which I didn't understand at first, because one time I read that toddlers have the same intelligence as dogs, and when you hold a dog up to a mirror, they don't have any reaction.
5 hours later.
But in The Sims, I guess toddlers are much smarter and they can learn charisma skill from it. So, although my toddlers age into children with absolutely zero relationship with their parents, they can do maths and actually have conversations with people while maintaining eye contact and not breaking out in hives, which says a lot. Anyway, the playpen lets you grow and harvest super toddlers with minimal effort. Neglecting your child was never easy. And while we're on the topic, you might be wondering, now Malcolm, are there any other Sims 3 store items that are worth it? Well, I have to be cryptic with how I say this because the Illuminati are listening, but I would not recommend buying any of the Sims 3 store items. So if you do decide to acquire them in some way, I would definitely recommend the multi-tab, which lets you learn skills, play games, read books, do homework. And there's also this walker thing, which just forces your kid to learn to walk on their own. Again, whatever I can do to limit my interactions with the tiny demons. And by the way, the sauna that came with Sunlit Tides is so good too. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of shorts where I share even more cool features in The Sims 3, so check those out if you haven't already. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.